Hello, my name is Olivia Clark, and my research project was about the effects of anxiety on academic performance. Starting off, I just want to explain what performance anxiety is and give you guys a little background information. Performance anxiety is actually one of the most commonly reported symptoms of social fears. GSCA Journal recognizes it as a subjective sense of fear, worry, or distress that may exhibit physical or emotional symptoms. While beginning my research process, I focused specifically on teens aged 13 to 18 years old. I focused on this age range because it's very convenient. I'm surrounded by this age range every day, and it was very easy to conduct my methods section. This age range is also very susceptible to anxiety, and so it's very easy to research about it. There are two different forms of causes for teens' anxiety. One is interpersonal, which is family-related and personal relationships. Another is academic-related stressors, which is school, academics, and things of that nature. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to change that. Okay, while researching, I came upon an article by Luigi Mazzone. I find him to be an extremely credible source because he obtained his Italian degree in medical school in 1998 at the University of Catania. There he also completed his residency in 2003 for children's psychiatry and neurology. In his study, he focused on finding heightened anxiety in 3 different age groups. These age groups ranged from elementary, ages 8 to 10, middle school 11 to 13, and high school 14 to 16 years of age. He asked them to complete a multidimensional anxiety skill for children, and he also acquired current academic grades for all of these students. In the end, he found a scale of anxious ranges for each age group, elementary being 2.3%, middle school being 7.9%, and high school being 15.9%. From this, I can conclude that as children progress in school, their anxiety rises progressively due to either academic rigor or stress-related symptoms, as in social fears or anything like that. There are 2 different kind of effects when anxiety overtakes a person. One is mentally related, such as depression, social withdrawal, and that can lead to drug use. And another effect can be physical, such as increased blood pressure, rapid heart rate, tremors, dizziness, and multiple other symptoms. While researching, I found another study produced by Mohammed Nadim at Islamia University of Bahawalpur. He asked 200 co-ed students to complete a 75 questionnaire. In the end, he found that people with risen anxiety levels perform at a comparable level to those without risen anxiety levels, although it may be at a greater cost, and long-term, their stress may become worse. Another article I found was for the Child Youth Care Forum, which is a peer-reviewed multidisciplinary publication in which researchers, practitioners, and clinicians for child psychology and education can submit their work, so I believe it's very credible. For this, I found a treatment method from Jennifer Nail. She gathered demographic characteristics of 488 youth with mean range being 10 years old, all having separation, social, and generalized anxiety disorders. She found that a majority of youth, being 79%, met criteria for 2 or more anxiety disorders. From this, I can conclude that the rate can only progress in the future, since it has been progressing so rapidly throughout the years. Another treatment method I found was a reward system. For example, teacher Audrey Edwards was a tutor at the school she worked at, and after seeing her students' American College testing scores, she decided that she wanted to help raise the scores, so she came up with an idea for a reward system. which included a pizza party with music, prizes, and movies the night before. As a result of this, all of her students increased their scores and their anxiety levels went down sufficiently. I think just as long as children relax and teachers help them to relax and motivate them as well, I think their anxiety levels go down. That will also help their test scores to rise. Another method is early identification. If signs are found earlier, treatment can begin much earlier, therefore helping to relieve any effects or symptoms of anxiety. Moving on to my method section, I focused primarily on 2 10th grade world history classes, and there I administered a test and survey, both randomized, and so the students of class A and B had no idea that the test would be administered. Participants included 2 10th grade class, ages ranged from 15 to 16 years of age, and at Shadle Park High School, a majority of the students are Caucasian, being 76.4% and 48% being of low income. After conducting my method section, I found Participants included 27 students in Class A, being 7 female, 20 male, and in Class B, 20 students overall with 7 female and 13 male. All ranged from 15 to 16 years. During my administration, I wanted to help increase anxiety levels in one class and remain students' anxiety levels just neutral for the other class, so I could contest both of them. So in Class A, this was the alteration class. I asked the teacher to have an emotional outburst and therefore remove the ability to use notes in this test, which is a normality of that class. A few other alterations were time limit, the seats were rearranged in the class, and there was no leaving during the testing time, and the test was also double weighted. And in Class B, we told the students that the test was only extra credit so that their anxiety levels would be neutral and they wouldn't be too nervous about it. Other than that, there was no other alterations to the test, and both sets of classes had no previous knowledge about the test. Moving on to my results section, I found no direct correlation of anxiety to academic performance. The overall ratings of each class was Class A all scored a mean of 12.7, and Class B ranked 12.3%. So the class that actually was altered scored higher than the rest of the classes. Although while evaluating my survey, I asked a question, do you feel anxiety affects your academic progress? And a majority of them answered yes and gave an explanation and how they may fix their symptoms if they occur, but a majority of each class stated that they do feel that their anxiety affects their academic progress. Also on my survey, I asked a series of questions and asked them to rank how often this situation occurs. I asked how often they complete homework, and 53% stated that they often or always complete their homework. I asked, how confident do you feel when you take a test? And 67% stated that they sometimes, rarely, or never feel confident while taking a test. And I asked, how often do you isolate yourself from others? 25% stated they often or always isolate themselves from others. Therefore, I can conclude that being that so many students complete their homework on a daily basis and so many feel that unconfident before taking a test, I don't see much of a correlation between homework and helping with academic performance. And being so many are unconfident and so many begin to isolate themselves from others, you can see that the symptoms of anxiety are overtaking these students. In conclusion, I feel that there must be more research about the topic to get a better understanding and review more reliable solutions to this issue. And I feel that teachers need to focus primarily on students learning the material rather than assigning homework so that students feel more comfortable when they have to take a test and their anxiety levels won't go up as much. My purpose for writing this essay was to obtain more information on the topic and receive a better understanding for myself, because much like all of my peers, we all suffer from like stress. We can all get stressed out from school and peer relations and personal family issues. And I feel that if I can kind of get a better understanding, I'll know how to personally deal with it myself as well as help others as they progress.
So Olivia, what were the strategies you used to conduct a review of the literature or gather information from the discipline-specific field? And why did you select those strategies, and what strategies did you consider and reject?
While reviewing my sources, I'm so sorry, can you repeat the question?
What were the strategies you used to conduct a review of literature? So your lit review.
Oh.
And then why did you select those strategies? Like what strategies did you employ during the lit review?
Well, while going over all my sources, I tried to think of what I wanted to find throughout each source and like set my bullet points kind of what I wanted to talk about in my essay. And then after finding a source that met all of the criteria, I found how reliable the source was and then used that in my essay.
Olivia, what might be the real-world implications or consequences related to your findings?
Can you repeat the question?
What might be the real-world implications or consequences related to your findings?
As in, like...
What could come as a result of your findings?
Well, as a result of my findings,
how do you think your findings might impact some kind of future behavior?
I think it can lead to definitely more discussion about the subject and more research about it, and then that could lead to possible solutions to the issue.
Okay.
Which of the sources that you selected were most influential, and in what way is that influence apparent in your final conclusion?
Let me go back into my notes. In the study conducted by Luigi Manzone, I found it to be very helpful because it kind of showed me how anxiety ranges progress throughout school and as students progress, and how their anxiety levels heighten as they go more in, get higher level in school.
Okay, good job.
Thank you.